Dick Rochfort here. This is a leg from High River, Calgary area of Western Canada, Alberta. Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We're in the descent. We'll be on the arrival soon. We planned the descent using the teeny-weeny Garmin touchscreen boxes here. And it's not as efficient or as good as the bigger boxes, the newer boxes, G1000, G3000. But it is acceptable. It's quite good. And we have, of course, a VNAV capability here in utilities. We can enable it, tell it what we want in the way of flight path angle or VS to target. Generally, we'll set that at 1,000 in a Meridian, 500 in a piston airplane. Then we go over to the flight plan. Choose the fix where we want to be at that altitude. And just a note, it can't be inside an initial approach fix. It can be the initial, but since initially we didn't know what approach we wanted, so we were going direct to the airport. And now we've got the approach in, we've been cleared direct to the initial, and we know from the chart what altitude we want, and we just apply the same rate pretty much on account it's on the same area. So this isn't quite as full-featured, but I argue that in a single-engine turboprop, as opposed to a multi-engine turbojet or something heavier, we don't really need degrees of descent angle. We need feet per minute. Now that the Meridian has a fairly low VMO, some of you may know that, it's 188 knots. And one of my concerns, particularly with rookies, is that having to change the power so much causes for overshoots on power, undershoots in power, and it makes the flight a little busier and in some cases even unsafe. So my advice is to descend the Meridian at 1,000 feet per minute. And if you can't stick to that, if you get high, then you need to adjust power such that you're looking at airspeed when you do to maintain the airspeed that you want. And that's the primary difference between a turboprop, a turbojet, and a piston airplane. Actually, all three. But the turboprop is unique in that power changes were necessary to be avoided.
So we've gone current radio. This is Golf Hotel Victor Mike. We're going to start the approach via the ONAV 25 Vexus. We're currently 19 miles back from Vexus. That's a good guess, isn't it?
Was a very good guess. The Abaddon R8.1 has a page called Trip that gives data for each fix in the flight plan. Very handy, including fuel remaining. It also allows, if you've paid the subscription, to display weather. There's the METAR, the TAF, winds, different altitudes, legend, status, age of the various attributes of the weather information, and then back to the METAR. It's a very useful page for cross-country flying. While we're at it, we've got radar. We can turn the radar on. We can test the system. We can put it standby or turn it off over there.
What are we picking up then?
That's all ground, and we know that because the Mark 1 eyeballs tell us there's no water out there. So there are only two things one of my viewers correctly corrected me. I said radar only painted water.
Well, it's painting a lake, though.
Yeah, well, but the question is the water, so it paints wet ground also. We tilt this up and remove some of that ground, but it's almost impossible without a vertical profile of knowing where the ground stops and the water in the sky begins. And so vertical profile is the Rosetta Stone of modern color weather radar. No need to worry about rho sine theta or dB down. It's all in the wrist right here. So we paint as little of the ground as we dare so that we don't have water in front of us that we can't see because we tilt it up too much. Then we turn on the VP, the vertical profile, and we look at the paint. Now, any bona fide psychologist could tell you that a Rorschach ink blot is made by folding paper on itself. And there are ways of interpreting the results of that test, which is beyond the scope of this video. But suffice it to say that if the paint is symmetrical top to bottom, which it is, that's all ground. It's a stoichiometric fact, and it's unchangeable by mankind. Just what it is. So with that in mind, we can confirm that conclusion by looking out the window. Rochfort, fly safely. Train often.